Okay. For those of you who are listening, that was the cartoon Meghan and Harry holding their placards, their protesting signs saying, "We want privacy, we want privacy." Okay. And then we've got the twerking video. So we're going to take a look at this together.
Back to back.
Back to back.
I mean, if they're looking at that and think this is clever,
yeah.
I mean, are they stupid or what?
Well, I think they
just think, because it just looks like it's in such poor taste, and yet she thinks that she's a princess and has the right almost to be HRH, although officially
Meghan Markle in allegedly a labor and delivery room with her loser of a husband, pregnant and twerking to allegedly induce labor. I saw this and I sent an emergency 911 text to Kinsey.
Is Meghan Markle the Duchess of Drama or just a star caught in her own spotlight? The past few years have been a wild ride for the former royal, with the world watching her every move, some cheering, others jeering. From biting TV roasts to failing Netflix dreams, her story's taken a turn no one saw coming. Let's dive into the chaos, starting with a cartoon that shook the globe.
I want to play you the first of these South Park clips and get you to react. So this one brilliantly exposes some of the Sussexes' laugh.
Picture this, a quiet evening, millions tuned into South Park, expecting their usual dose of satire. But in February 2023, they got something else, a savage takedown of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in an episode called the Worldwide Privacy Tour. The show didn't hold back, painting Meghan as a loud, fame-obsessed diva who craves privacy while chasing Netflix deals and glossy magazine covers. Her cartoon self-lines, "We just want to be normal people," only to be mocked for loving the spotlight. The episode was brutal, showing her storming into a talk show, demanding silence from the world while waving to cameras. Sources close to Meghan spilled that she was beyond furious, calling the parody damaging and misogynistic. Whispers on X even claimed she explored suing South Park, a move that had the internet cackling. Imagine trying to silence a cartoon. The memes flooded in.
According to reports, Meghan Markle was, quote, upset and overwhelmed by her portrayal in a cartoon.
And the shirkers, the heavy lifters, and the grifters. The Prince and Princess of Wales saluted Welsh Guards yesterday at St David's Day Parade.
We see they've largely shaped social perception by paying PR, which includes a whole host of journalists. But seemingly they only like what the journalists say.
With fans joking she'd sue a stick figure next. This wasn't just a roast, it was a cultural earthquake, exposing how the world now sees Meghan, not as a royal, but as a celebrity chasing clout at all costs. And trust me, that was just the warm-up. But South Park wasn't the only one swinging. Saturday Night Live came in with a knockout punch, turning Meghan and Harry into late-night comedy gold. Their skits were merciless. One imagined a Suits spin-off where Meghan juggles a legal career while babysitting her unemployed immigrant husband. Another tied them to a fictional US-UK trade deal, with Britain begging America to keep these two. The audience roared, but these weren't just jokes, they hit a nerve. SNL tapped into a growing sentiment. Meghan and Harry aren't the noble royals they once were.
Let me start with you, Sam. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where? Yes, that's right, fans.
Is what we have on the inside.
Hello? Because your family like stupid and then so are like journalists? So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of
They're Hollywood wannabes who traded crowns for punchlines. X posts lit up, with users saying SNL only said what millions were already thinking. One viral tweet summed it up. They wanted privacy but got a global roast instead. The skits didn't just sting, they shifted how people talk about Meghan, from royal rebel to cultural caricature. And just when you thought the laughs were over, things took a darker turn. Meghan's Netflix dreams were supposed to be her big Hollywood break, but they crashed and burned in spectacular fashion. Her show, With Love, Meghan, pitched as a cozy, authentic look at her life, think baking pies, crafting, and heartfelt chats, landed with a thud. Viewers didn't buy it, calling it staged, forced, and painfully out of touch. The reviews were savage, with one critic on X dubbing it a Pinterest board gone wrong. Ratings tanked.
Are saying that Meghan Markle is being completely ignored by the executives there. What's going on?
Okay, so since Meghan's show flopped, bosses at Netflix have been quiet about their ongoing partnership.
With Love, Meghan has dropped in what can only be described as the most nauseating, insufferable load of nonsense. Actually, it gave me the ick, quite frankly. And no surprise that it's been a flop, with an 11% rating from viewers, falling behind wrestling and sitcoms on Netflix.
Seriously, I don't know who the target audience for this thing is. And by thing, I'm not referring to her, I'm referring to the program. I'm not sure who the target audience is. I can promise you, Andrew, that it's not me.
Placing it among Netflix's worst performers in 2024. But the real chaos came when a Maryland woman named Robin Patrick slapped Meghan, Netflix, and their Archwell Foundation with a $10 million lawsuit. Her claim? A DIY bath salt recipe from the show, packed with arnica and Himalayan salt, allegedly caused severe burns and ulcers, especially dangerous for her as a diabetic. Social media erupted, with ex-users joking that Meghan's healing salts scorched more than her reputation. Who knew bath salts could tank a career? One post quipped. Insiders say Meghan's furious, pointing fingers at everyone but herself. Netflix, meanwhile, greenlit a second season despite the backlash, leaving viewers wondering if they're doubling down or just too deep to admit defeat. But that's not where the drama ends. The fight over Meghan's royal title has turned a PR nightmare into a historic showdown. After stepping back from royal duties in 2020, Meghan and Harry agreed not to use her royal highness in public or private. But in 2024, Meghan was caught slipping, using HRH on handwritten gift cards and private notes. The British public lost it. A Find Out Now poll from last year showed 68% of Brits want King Charles to strip the couple of their Duke and Duchess titles entirely. The House of Lords is now debating it, with lawmakers arguing that Meghan's title clinging is a slap in the face to the monarchy's honor. She's milking a crown she abandoned, one ex-user fumed, echoing tabloids like the New York Post. For Harry, losing the title isn't just symbolic, it's a gut punch to his identity, the last thread tying him to the royal world. On X, speculation's rife that Meghan's pushing the HRH brand to keep her Hollywood clout, with one user tweeting, "She wants the crown without the work." The debate's gone beyond gossip. It's a full-blown crisis over loyalty, privilege, and what it means to be royal. And Meghan's not backing down. Then there's the Beyoncé concert that had everyone talking. In September 2023, Meghan popped up at Beyoncé's sold-out LA show, glowing under perfect lighting with a caption gushing about a fun date night. Harmless, right? Not quite. Critics smelled a PR stunt, especially after the SNL roasting. Rumors swirled on X that Meghan wasn't even Beyoncé's guest, just a +1 for Paramount exec Brian Robbins and his wife, who scored the luxury box seats. The internet pounced, questioning why someone begging for privacy would post such a polished, caption-ready moment. Perfect blowout, no tears, all cameras, one X post snarked. Fans dug deeper, pointing out Meghan's history of curated appearances, like her Oprah interview or Archwell events, that feel more staged than spontaneous. The concert wasn't just a night out, it was a calculated move to rewrite her narrative, softening the blows from TV roasts and Netflix flops. But instead of winning hearts, it sparked more side eyes. And that wasn't the only photo op raising questions. Meghan's Mother's Day Instagram post in 2024 was meant to be a heartfelt tribute, but it landed like a glossy ad. She shared a poetic caption about her kids climbing Mama Mountain, with a perfectly framed photo, faces hidden, of course. The setup screamed professional shoot, not candid family moment. Ex-users were quick to call it out. Who's behind the camera? One asked. Why does a private memory need studio lighting? Another jabbed. Critics didn't hate the motherhood angle, they questioned the motive. Why does every authentic moment feel like a brand rollout? Tabloids like the Daily Mail piled on, noting Meghan's pattern of poetic captions and staged visuals, from Archwell promos to her Suits days. It's not just a post, it's a chapter in her carefully crafted image, one that's starting to feel more like a script than a life. And the cracks in that script are getting harder to ignore. Now let's talk about the charity promises that never quite landed. When Meghan and Harry left the UK, they didn't just ditch palaces. They sold themselves as global changers, modern royals with a mission. They championed women's rights, mental health, and African initiatives, partnering with charities like Sabal to protect wildlife and empower communities. It sounded noble, with documentaries, speeches, and big promises. But fast forward to 2025, and it's crickets. They quietly cut ties with Sabal after rumored behind-the-scenes drama. No apology, no explanation. Their Archwell Foundation, once hyped as a game-changer, faces heat for vague impact. X posts have been brutal, with one user calling it a photo-op charity with no receipts. Critics point to a pattern. Meghan embraces causes when the cameras are rolling, then dips when the spotlight fades. Take their African push. Early visits to Nigeria and Botswana had Meghan talking passionately about women's empowerment. But where's the follow-through? No updates, no projects, just silence. It's not just about Africa. Women's shelters, mental health programs, even Archwell's own initiatives have been called out for more talk than action. For a couple branding themselves as world changers, the gap between promise and reality is glaring, and the world's catching on. And here's the big one. Is Meghan's heartbreak real, or is it all an act? In a 2024 podcast with self-made billionaire Jamie Kern-Lima, Meghan got emotional, dabbing her eyes while talking about the pressures of her life. Her voice cracked, her words trembled, but something was off. No tears. Social media didn't miss it, digging up a 2019 clip where Meghan bragged about crying on command. One tap, left eye, go. She laughed, showing off her Suits acting chops. The clip went viral, with ex-users calling her podcast moment a Hollywood rehearsal. Body language expert Scott Rouse doubled down, analyzing her constant blinking, calm face, and mismatched gestures. When someone's truly emotional, their face shows tension, he said. Hers didn't. He called it a nonverbal leak, hinting at discomfort or even deception. Fans want raw, real Meghan, but every tearless breakdown feels like a performance. And it's not just the podcast. Her Instagram captions, her concert posts, even her charity speeches feel scripted, like she's playing a role she wrote herself. The question isn't just is she authentic, it's can she ever be? But let's zoom out. Meghan's not just fighting roasts or lawsuits, she's battling a shifting tide. Her Hollywood dream, built on Netflix deals and A-list friendships, was supposed to make her a global icon. Instead, she's stuck in a loop of backlash. Ex-posts from 2024 show fans turning, with one viral thread saying, she wanted to be Diana 2.0, but ended up as reality TV. Her Suits past doesn't help. Clips of her old interviews, all charm and ambition, clash with her current victim narrative. Then there's the Spotify fallout. In 2023, a top exec called her and Harry grifters after their podcast deal fizzled, a label that stuck like glue. Even her smaller moves, like a 2024 Jam launch under Archwell, got mocked. Ex-users dubbed it Duchess Jam and moved on. Every step feels like a misstep, and the world's not just watching, it's judging. So what's next for Meghan Markle? She's been roasted by cartoons, skewered by SNL, sued over bath salts, and called out for clinging to a title she can't keep. Her big promises, charity, empowerment, authenticity, haven't landed, and her polished image is cracking under the weight of scrutiny. Yet she keeps going, posting, performing, showing up at elite events like nothing's wrong. The world's not buying it anymore. They're not cheering, they're smirking. Will she pivot, rewrite her story, and find a way to connect? Or will she keep chasing a spotlight that's already dimming? That's the question burning on everyone's mind, and it's one we can't stop asking.